Folks, we're about to get started now. Color guard will enhance the colors. And salute. Two. POW MIA missing combat flags will now be posted by the color guard. A POW MIA chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POW MIAs still unaccounted for from all the wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in the defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Uncover. Please join us in a moment of silence for our missing comrades. Ronald L. Davis, Pat D. Owens. The chaplain will now deliver a prayer. Let us pray.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, as we gather here for this meeting, give us the use of your gift of peace and understanding that we may approach the matters we must and handle them sincere with just hearts. May you watch over and guide our tongues that we may not hurt our friends with whom we work, for the betterment of our communities, our country. Keep us always true to the principles on which the American Legion was founded. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Please join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please cover. We will now recite the preamble of the Constitution of the American Legion. For God and country,
we associate ourselves together on our purpose. Uphold the defending Constitution of the United States of America. Maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate the 100% Americans, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association with all worlds, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the hypocrisy of both classes and masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on order, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship, our devotion to mutual helpfulness.
Thank you. Sergeant Ron, I do believe we have a quorum tonight. Now we declare Mary Post 298 Department of Iowa regularly convened. Sergeant at Arms, do we have any guests and new members?
Yes, we do, sir. We have two new members, Carmela Davis and Javier Bravo. Pardon? It's not.
That mic does not.
That's the recording mic.
Just about Zoom.
Oh,
You gotta talk louder, talk louder.
all right, let me put that down. We have two new members, Carmela Davis, Javier Bravo. And we have a guest, Joel Olson. Correct? Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you, Ron. I think what I will do first is we'll have Joe, our voice stayer, come up and address and then we'll greet the new members. State.
For all I made friends. The friends that I made, they're I'm in contact with right now. I still, in fact, I met up with one of them last Thursday at a cross country. During Boys State, I've planned that experience. I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life, and I hope that I can apply it to whatever challenges or experiences I may have later on. I'm currently working on my application to West Point, and applaud until I get accepted. But at Boys State, it caused me to rededicate myself to trying to get into West Point, because when I went there, I realized that I could do it. Ever since then, I've tried to maintain a level of physicality that guarantees success in that. And the main reason I realized that was because I thought I saw the competition I would have with applications and service academies, and I realized that I needed to push myself harder and really. So I decided that I would initially run for governor. However, just like every reliever, I was a failed starter. If you want baseball, and I ended up securing the lieutenant governor's position. I also was in the color guard there, and during that process, I met the extremely colorful character that is Dr. Dan. And he was, however, during the color guard, I experienced kind of what you can't. I experienced kind of a respect for the flag that you can't really have until you've had to carry it in front of the mast and with your own hands, and that's something that I wouldn't trade for anything. Well, overall, my experience at Boys State, I definitely experienced some trials outside of Boys State that made some very difficult. I talked to Jim earlier. However, at the end of the day, it's such an experience that I could not recommend it enough to any of my peers, whether they've done cross country or soccer. I'm still trying to convince more than a few of them to go out for Boys State next year. But I really hope to God that they do it, because the experience that I gathered there really is unlike anything I've ever had in my life. And I would like to thank all of you for sending me there.
Say a couple of things about this young man. He was also the second alternate to go to Boys Nation. And we'll have Matt Ulmer at your next meeting from Livermore.
Yes.
He'll be with us, and I didn't even see the article in the paper, but I saw it up posted on the board out there. The gentleman that is with him in that picture, Isaac Martin, I'm going to present a plaque to next Thursday at an assembly at Cascade.
No, I think that's the governor. That was,
He was the governor.
yeah, Isaac Martin was the governor.
Oh, that's right. Isaac was the governor, but also he was, him and Matt went to Boys Nation.
No, Isaac.
Didn't Isaac go?
No, that was,
Correct me. I thought Isaac went to Boys Nation.
no, Isaac got the, I think he got the Sons of the American Legion scholarship.
Oh, that's, okay. Well, I was close enough. But anyway, Matt, so we'll have you here next meeting. This gentleman, and I talked to now that I'm on the staff over there for 6 years, I talked to some of the people at the higher end of the podium up there at Dodge. These gentlemen were quite outstanding, considering we only had about 1/3 of the numbers because of COVID. We had about 167, something like that. We normally have between 300 and 400. So these guys really stood out. And guys like Joe stepped up to the point. I told him when he goes back, he's a senior now at Kennedy, talk it up, my friend, and he's doing it. So thank you all for letting us take part of your meeting, Commander.
Continued success. Thank you so much. You really did us proud.
Thank you.
This will have our members. Camilla and.
He's here to check us out today. So he just came as a
A visitor? Okay,
Yes, yes.
okay, no problem.
But we're trying to get him in as a member. He's young.
Critique us. Camilla, if you would, please. Would you want to just give us a little background in that? And what got you here?
Hi, I'm Bella Davis. Bella's a nickname. I've actually been a member of the American Legion since 2000 and something, I don't know. We were stationed out, we retired out in Virginia and then came here in 2017. Up until this past month, I was a member up at 421. Previously, I was the second district adjutant for your Lynn area, the second district, and chose to move over to 298 just because you guys seem to be more engaged with growing as an American Legion, and I've discovered something that I want to be a part of. I love the guys out at 421. I'm also the president for the ALA at 421. So being a veteran and being a wife of a veteran, you can actually split between two legions. I'm hoping to get out of you as much as I possibly can on the knowledge of the American Legion. I just went to national and I'm pretty fired up about what we do and what we stand for and where we're headed. Oh, retired, not retired, but I was an Air Force veteran, so Air Force.
Thank you, Bella. This pen, we can write on the pen. Welcome, and we look forward to having you at the side.
We're looking forward to serving.
Okay, the minutes of our meetings are published in the newsletter. There was one correction. We had Scott Rosnick, her name was misspelled, and so we corrected that. Were there any other corrections? And I heard some comments that the newsletter is not getting out to folks. Just afterwards, after the meeting here, we were just gonna get together and we'd see what you have. If you have an email that's not on the list or whatever, we'll get you taken care of. Okay? Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand as published. Going to committee reports, membership.
We're inching up there. When I wrote this down, we're at 699, but Leonard played his dues tonight, so he's our 700. And we're at 65%.
Just wait.
Thank you, Ron. Post activities and entertainment. As for those of you who were here last month, we did have a second vice commander installed. Unfortunately, after looking at some of the requirements in that, he decided it was best in the interest of his himself to not accept the position. So once again, we are open in that endeavor, and we'll look to see what we can do to fill that. But regarding what we have going on coming up this Friday, the Riders are going to be hosting a tenderloin fry. The omelet breakfast that was listed as the 19th of September is moving to the following Sunday, the 26th, I believe, if I have the dates correct. Also, in October, the auxiliary is going to be holding a craft show, so there will be no tenderloin fry on the Friday night, the 15th, as is listed. So we'll be looking to reschedule that. And we'll also be looking at an omelet breakfast. That gets us through the next couple of months. Finance Officer, Mike.
Okay, Commander, as of September 1st, our checking account had $20,534.86. For the month of August, income was $17,201.93. Expenses, $32,534.66. For a negative of $14,891.39. Major income membership, $14,406. Donations, $1,500. Hall rental, $1,230. Major expenses, walk-in cooler refrigeration was $11,960. Membership, $9,905. The new cooler in the hall, $4,000. Insurance, $2,425. And we made a donation to a veteran regarding this air conditioning of $1,584. Second vice stands at $2,901.74.
Thank you, Mike. Building Corporation. We have Gary here. No report this month. Okay, thank you. Let's go.
The Lions Club will continue to hang in there anyway. We're a little bit lower than we were a month ago, but we're able to give the pay buildings and grounds the required amount from our from our bylaws. Thank you. And when you get older, you'll remember. And also, we're able to pay about $3,000 to post, which gets us down to our operating budget, which is $50,000. So it was pretty decent. You know, we'll mention to anybody that doesn't know it, that we have had Trudy and Iowa football games the last couple of weeks. So that's helped a little bit with people coming in to watch the games. continue to do that as long as COVID doesn't take over and shut us down again. So, thank you.
Service Officer Leonard.
Both.
We have a member, his name is Ken Bunk, had major surgery Wednesday this week. He had a 99% blockage. I went over to visit him yesterday, and he had a nerve surgery he monitored, so don't go visit him for a couple of weeks. Also, I had a request from Little Garden, which is now Silver Oak, to come over and visit some veterans, but they had a case of a worker, so not allowing any visitors in right now. We have to visit outside. And I think it's family only.
Thank you, Leonard. Sergeant at Arms, Ron.
Did you do the same thing he just did? That'd be great.
Well, we haven't had too many funerals recently, which is good. We do have one coming up next Monday. So for any of the team, I'm going to be calling it. Otherwise, we're going to be doing football games this week. Marion and Limar are both in town. We got flags covered, so that's good. And this Wednesday is the Linmar parade for homecoming. And that's about all I've got.
Thank you, Ron. Historian Shelby, no report. Jerry Wegman with Legion Baseball and Scholarships has no report. Scholarships obviously will start up in the spring, and baseball, we're working with identifying any potential teams that we may sponsor. Is Jim Lee Crowley, or has he got any more boys state, or we done? As we had mentioned, next month, we will be seeing our other boys state rep, Matthew Ulmer, and Matthew did go and got selected to attend Boys Nation. So he should look forward to having another very, very informative delivery. Scouts, Andy?
Commander, the Cub Scouts will start appearing in the Legion here in next month. But what I would really want to tell everybody is about a month ago, we had a young Boy Scout by the name of Christopher Talbert, got a hold of Commander Dean and wanted to know if this post would sponsor him on his Eagle Scout project. Make a long story short, he built 25 flag boxes, gave them to various posts around the county, and we had 3 of them. And I really made a mistake. I didn't ask for more because we have given those boxes out now. And I think the last guy that got one was the Marine that died here last month sometime. He got our last box, but they were beautiful things. And again, Christopher passed his Eagle Scout board, and he will have his Court of Honor here. I think it's October 10th in the Post. And I'm not sure yet who is all invited. They're sending out invitations, so I have to get a hold of his mother and find out who it is. But anyway, this young man did a great thing for the Post, and I hope we can honor him. And I don't know if we're going to have everybody here or what it is, but he did us a great thing, and we should be very proud of Christopher. And that's it. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Andy. We have an SAL rep here. Tim is not here. Ron?
And Henry Quick attended the meeting. They mainly discussed what they had coming up in as far as the omelet breakfast and coordinating with Renee. Rachel's son is doing working a omelet by breakfast there for his Eagle Scout. I think it's
A pancake breakfast.
pancake. Okay. See, that's what I get from going off memories. It's about the first weekend in October, I think. Yep. So we need to come out and support it. He's gonna use the profits to buy socks for the homeless.
Manager, you might want to mention that if a customer brings in a pair of socks, they get $1 off for dinner. They donate a new pair of socks.
Okay, they come to the breakfast.
So they come with the breakfast and they bring a new pair of socks. There might, you might check with his mother up there when she's bartending, if there's any stipulation of what type of socks that she will get a $1 off your breakfast.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Legion Riders.
Well, we survived. We dropped out of the hills just above Phoenix at 59 degrees. It got to 116 by the time we got down in the valley. National commander got up at the USS Arizona Memorial to give a speech. And about 20 words in said, guys, I can't even think. I can't do this. And sat down because it was that kind of a day. You get 225 to 250 motorcycles all trying to go in the same direction with heat like that. There was lots of drama, lots of interesting things going on. But all in all, the Legacy Run was another success. We made it to Phoenix. There were no serious injuries that I have any knowledge of, and I was an assistant run captain, so probably would have known of that. The post, we presented a check for $1,070 to the Legacy Scholarship Fund on behalf of the Post 298 family. That leaves us with $2,282.17. And the reason we have that much is it's first to buy all the supplies for the Tenderloin Fry that's this Friday that I know you all will enjoy coming and joining us for that. 5 to 7. We're going to have the goat drive through or sit and eat in here. Along the way, I collected an additional $120. It was a drunk one night. She was a nice lady, asked, what the hell are you guys doing? And kind of went from there. And so she gave us 20 and I went to my hometown and a Legionnaire that's known me since before I was born came out there. And I got to tell you, it was a very moving experience for this one guy to come out there and hand me a 50. I think both of us had tears in our eyes just because it was so much the right thing. Currently, we have 6 honorary members in our riders. Those are people that can no longer ride. And there are other things that are coming up. So if you're interested in participating with us in any way, shape, or form, even if you don't want to ride a motorcycle, we'd still welcome you to participate. Let's see here. The total that was collected for the Legacy Scholarship Fund this year was $1,154,206. Now that will change some as there are still some checks in the mail and you know how that goes. And we'll see how that goes. 2 of our members, Carl Kershensky and Larry Rolfson, just finished a ride on their own. They went 3,450 miles just on a lark to go down to the Rockies, Smokies. So they just made it back. George over here in the corner and Cheryl and I both left from the post here. And I clocked 3,787 miles on the total trip by the time we got back. And subject for questions, that's about all I've got. Our next meeting will be this Saturday when we'll be cleaning up after the Tenderloin Fry. But I really would hope that you all would come and participate and have a Tenderloin with us. Questions to me, anybody? Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Department Vice Commander Hogan, do you have anything to share?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Commander. Get my eyes on here. One thing is big in the Legion nationally is money check. I know we've talked about it here. I don't think we have anything really set up. But I'd like to suggest that you all consider it either on an individual basis or maybe we could do a committee or whatever. I think the important thing is that it doesn't seem forced or fake. It should be sincere. And what they ask you to do is, some people cannot participate, maybe can't do much anymore, because of age or whatever. And they get kind of forgotten. Give them a call, see how they're doing, see if there's anything they need. And don't make that just lip service. I think we have to probably establish some parameters, what we can do to help some veterans. Maybe point them in the right direction and help out financially, I don't know what, but something to think about. I think this also should extend to the auxiliary and the sons, because there's a big emphasis nationally on making the Legion a family affair. Some posts have really pushed this and it's resulted in more members. So that's something to think about, and I hope y'all will think about it, and as well as our executive board. Of course, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention membership. We're doing really nice. 65%, 700 members, that's great. I hope it keeps up because we've always hit that low. Nationally, September 11th was supposed to be at the 50%. And I think I was already past that. The national turned around and extended that to September 22nd, I think it is, because they cannot still generate a national report on membership. I'm not sure what the problem is. They've had problems all year long with their system, but anyway, they've extended that, but Iowa has already reached it. We need to keep it going because we always have a problem toward the end of the year. And if you think there are not enough people out there, we have about 18 million veterans in the US. 20% of those are post 9/11. 11% are women. That's according to Pew Research. Women vets numbers are predicted to increase by about 18,000 a year over the next decade, up to about 180,000. Also, Iowa right now supposedly has over 1,100 people on the 729 list that are paid up for this year. What that means is a holding post out of Des Moines is actually a computer post, and they're there. All we have to do is get them to transfer to our post. We get credit for them. We don't get any money this year, but we do get the membership, which helps us go up. Unfortunately, it doesn't help the department any because they're already counted in the department, but they do let us increase our numbers. But the thing is, to get them signed up for the next year, that we get the money that way and we keep a member. So I hope you all work hard on membership, and you've done a great job so far, and I appreciate it. Any questions?
Can I just add to what you said?
Pardon?
Can I add to what you said? If,
Yeah.
if it hadn't been for you seeking me out in the Des Moines computer list, I would not have known that you were here. So I appreciate you doing that.
Well, I thank you for joining us. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have everybody, but I'm glad you joined us, and I hope it's been good for you so far.
Wonderful.
Great, great. Anybody else? Thank you, Commander.
Thank you, Dick.
Commander, I'm remiss. We have a new member here, Dave Justice. He's a transfer from Florida. I'd like to introduce him to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, Dave. I'm used to seeing you around.
All right. Dave, welcome. Thank you. Just give us a little background and information.
Yeah, a little bit. Transferring from Pompano Beach Post. I've lived in Iowa all my life. I winter down in Florida area, and I'm not in the Pompano Beach area anymore. So I decided to move up my membership to your post here, and decided to be a part of it. So thank you.
Welcome. We sure appreciate having you. Yes, Department. Andrea, so no comments. Okay. With that, to the committees, at this time, I would like to have Chad Steffen give us a brief overview on the classroom flag initiative that we just went and worked on. From Chad, if you would.
Thank you, Commander. So if you don't know, I've been working the flag initiative with Linmar and Marion Independent School Districts. Presented Marion Independent School Districts with 100 flags like 2 weeks ago. Got a lot of good press for it. Channel 9 was out there, did an article about it. This Friday, we're doing a presentation. I'll be presenting 171 flags to Linmar. Doing the presentation at the homecoming game as an honorary captain doing the coin flip. I'm still over 100 flags short for Linmar, as the flag suppliers seem to have it. They don't still have the flags with the whole COVID shutdown thing going. So I'm still working on acquiring or obtaining the flags for Linmar to deliver those as they're needed in schools.
Thank you, Chad. Chad was very instrumental in getting the order in place along with that one. Jerry Wegman was also very, very helpful in getting this thing through. And I tell you, we did get a lot of very favorable press related to this. It was kind of a unique situation how this transpired. For those of you who aren't aware, the Iowa legislature passed a law now that it's mandatory for all public school systems to daily recite the Pledge of Allegiance daily in their classrooms, and every classroom that it's recited in must have a flag. And so the superintendent from Marion Schools had reached out to me, and I wasn't aware of any grant or anything. So I thought this was something that we Post 298 really should get involved in, because this is, two of our pillars are American Legion, Americanism, and children and youth, and they're our future. So we went out and we've gone and expended some money already. The thing that we are remiss in, and this is my own fault, the obviously, trying to meet the deadline for the schools and that, so we went off and I told Chad and then the other members of the team to make it happen. The thing that I should have done was gone and got approval from all you folks out here for the expenditure. And so we have basically spent, a little over $2,000. $1,000 of it came from the Tenderloin Friday was held on August the 20th. Then $500 was provided by the auxiliary. And so right now our current balance is $561.79 or whatever. So I would like to entertain a motion from someone to authorize the covering of $561. Do we have a second?
Okay.
The motion has been made and seconded that we approve $561.79 to cover the flag expenses to date. Is there any further discussion? Barring none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Commander, I do have a question. What if other medical schools come to us? What happens then?
That I struggle with that very question because when I looked at it, I tell you, the trying to go and just cover the two local schools was a major undertaking. And if we would have went to Cedar Rapids and then we also would have had to include Prairie and that, it's not out of the question, but it just would have been a very enormous exercise to undertake. Had we had more time, probably we could have gone in and done that. But it would definitely crossed my mind of trying to go and cover all the bases. But we still will look at some things maybe going forward. But we wanted to get through the first two schools if we could. Yes.
Will what we just authorized pay for what's left for Lindmark? Yes.
No.
So
Very good
so
point.
do you want a motion to approve expenditure to finish that job? If so, I so move.
Thank you, Commander. That was my very next.
Who seconded that? Okay.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve an expenditure not to exceed $1,500 for the remaining flags. Any discussion?
Do we have an approximate figure so that we know what that's gonna cost?
We're thinking it's roughly $1,200 to $1,300. So I would like to, have the motion read of not to exceed 1,500. So we would be covered and not have to come back.
This is why we, what we do. Yep. This takes in several portions of our 4 pillars.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there any other unfinished business that we need to look into? Yes,
I guess just kind of ask, what would we do if the other schools came and questioned or looked for assistance? Well, since we kind of discussed this a little bit, since we are the Marion Post, we cover the Marion schools. If the other schools would request assistance for the flags, we'd reach out to the local post to get all the posts in the area involved to assist for the flags or the schools in the area. The approach we would take to involve, all the posts that would be involved.
exactly. And also Chad was approached about donations, could we go and contribute to this? And it's going to be an enormous exercise. We're still going to look into what we can do. Helping out with the Cedar Rapids Metro area. Yes.
Lynn County Association meets this month. We could probably bring that up there and see what they could do, if anything. Maybe all the posts could be willing to contribute something together if there's a need elsewhere as well. It'd be another avenue anyway.
Okay.
For your information, that meeting is at Walker at 6:30. The fourth Tuesday, and it's 27th. And if nothing else, the county association should be the vehicle to coordinate. Like there's nothing wrong with Fairfax and Ely helping out college community. Hiawatha helping out Kennedy. We're not going to shoulder the burden all ourselves.
Yes, Roger.
Commander, there are other organizations also that have done a lot to help with this area, like the Freedom Foundation, as we had touch with and contributed to in the past. So I would recommend that if that situation does occur, that we form some ad hoc committee of 2 or 3 folks that go out and talk to some of these other organizations. I would be willing to bet that General Mills and Quaker would both kick in some from this. We can't then say, well, the American Legion did this, but we can make it happen for the community, which is really the goal.
Thank you, Roger. do we have anyone who would like to join this ad hoc committee right now?
Well, do we need to wait until we hear from these people? I mean, we're not gonna go out to the schools and say, hey, we'll give you some flags. We should wait for them to come to us first, shouldn't we? And then we'll address that if that happens. Or then we can get a committee. Is that what? That sounds, that makes
Cedar
sense.
Rapids could have funding, we don't know.
The Cedar Rapids, my kids go to Kennedy, they're showing the flag on TV for the pledge. It irritates me every time I think about it, but that's what they're doing, because, and I don't think Cedar Rapids, like yes would be, they're not gonna do anything about it other than show it on TV, because it's the cheapest solution they can come up with, and they don't wanna try to think outside the box and actually have a little patriotism in their classroom. I could be cynical.
You can always,
So much.
you can always take the initiative and present it and find out what the need is and approach, whether it's the community, or the other posts. See if the, what their view is on it, if this would be good PR for our post already. That should already drum up a lot of, momentum for the other schools. The other posts to be involved in it. Use the momentum to continue forward to make it across the whole metro area. It's more of how do we want to take it? Do we want to be proactive or sit back going, well, we did our town, that's good enough.
I would say from my experience with schools that one of the biggest problems we've got in our country is lack of patriotism being promoted in the schools. I have two feelings. One is that we go out and recruit when we don't have the money, then we have to do something about it. But on the other hand, if we don't step up and try to promote patriotism in the schools, we're going to get another generation of kids who are going to come through the schools that do not know really what patriotism is. So with trying to weigh that balance, I would like to see us, I guess, promote the flag and even going a step further, maybe doing programs in the school. Why the flag is so important to veterans in our country. So that's just my 2 cents worth, but.
Thank you.
Yes, Commander. So I think maybe you said the solution is go to the county association meeting, get feedback from the other posts. If they support it, then go ahead and be proactive and move forward. If they don't, then you kind of reassess. But I think that's the answer, first answer, check with the other posts.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Thank you, we'll take that
That's
up.
the flag, the pole, and the bracket for the wall, like we had when I went to school.
Just the flag.
Just the flag. So they have to provide the pole and, or do they?
So they provide the bracket. All the flags are already on the staff. So they just have to provide the bracket on the wall to put it in.
Yes.
Just one little experience I experienced when I was sergeant at arms 5 years ago, at a very football game. Mary was playing Xavier. And sometime for the national anthem, the coach took the team for Xavier and put them in the bus. And they were on the field. I called the school the next day because I was livid. I talked to the principal. She said she'd get back with me. 5 years.
I'll say something about that. My kid goes there. I will make a point of saying something about that to the principal.
Just something that come up, I thought, hey, I'll never do it again.
I will talk to the school.
Thank you, Danny. John?
Yeah, the last football game at over at Lindmar, you talk about patriotism. The kids come running out on the field, the team did hold an American flag, ran across the field. And that was something.
That was.
Yeah, it really showed us that they really respected what we were doing.
They approached the color guard first, the coach
Yeah.
did, and asked them if they okay to do that. And of course, we thought it was cool, especially when it's coming from the kids, but it was cool to see the kids doing something on their own to honor the flag.
Is that the flag you guys raised then?
No, they brought a separate one out.
Okay.
Then in conjunction, they had a moment of silence for the 13 servicemen that died here recently in Afghanistan. but they also brought the flag out and gave it to our sergeant of arms here. And then we took it back after we were done and gave it to them. And I assume they'll probably do that again Friday night, I would imagine.
Well, when I talked to him at first, I told him, I have like 6 3x5 flags at home. So I just went over and gave him one. And they put it, and then the coach, his father took a knotty pine staff, and that was the coolest looking thing. It was.
Worked out well.
Yep.
Okay, what,
Andrew,
yes,
I think what we've done in Marion has helped, and it's obvious what we have done. I don't know if you get that same kind of support out of the metro area, but I think we should do what we said, leave it to the county. See, because I just have a feeling, you know, we had Larry Twatman here, and Larry was the principal over at Marion, and he went and talked to those people, so that helped. I just don't know what kind of support, and that doesn't say not do anything. I'm just saying, let's see what the county does, and then we'll go from there.
thank you. That is what the plan will be, as mentioned. We'll take this up at the county, meeting on the 28th, is it now? Good discussion. Thank you, everybody. Any other comments? Okay, do we have any new business?
Hi, me again. I don't know how many of you are aware of the second district normally has a golf tournament every year, annual one. And over the past couple of years, there's been less and less participation, so they've opened it up basically to the public. And due to COVID and the wonderful Duratio, a lot of legions and unit level, the smaller ones, have not been able to do a lot of fundraisers. So they were going to cancel it this year. The command decision was finally made in June to go ahead and try and proceed with it. 421 is hosting it. The ALA is hosting it for the second district. I'm pretty deep down the rabbit hole here with this at this point. It's going to be October 1st and October 2nd. 4-man best shot or person best shot. $45 per person, $180 per team, 4 persons per team. Breakfast, lunch, coffee, water is included. Cart rental is not. Mulligans for $3, 2 for $5. We've got some pretty significant sponsorship happening, and a lot of door prizes coming in. 50-50 raffle. Please feel free to take one of the flyers and promote this as much as you possibly can. I need a lot more participation in this than anything else. I've gotten sponsorship. If all works out well, I'm trying to hit the graph tomorrow. And if they give me the $1,000 donation, that $1,000 is going to be used for 2 prizes of $250 for closest to the pin. And then I will pay $180 for Friday and $180 on Saturday for insurance, for hole-in-one insurance. If someone gets a hole-in-one on Friday or Saturday, they will get $10,000. So we're really trying to work this up as much as we can. The funds from this is more of a benefit this year than just money coming to a unit or a post. Sorry, very ALA over here. I'm the Lynn County president for the auxiliary. I have 2 units that are not going to be able to afford to put girls to girls state this year because they were not able to raise the necessary funds due to COVID and the Duratio. I am authorized, according to our bylaws, to donate that money to those units so they can continue to sponsor those girls. This funding, part of it will be used at 421, but if we get the participation, if we get full participation, there will be funds left over for those 2 units. We were thinking also the auxiliary emergency fund, which I've learned a lot about at National. And now I find out you might need to buy some flags for Central State. So anyway, I have plenty of these flyers here. They're in little envelopes. Anyone who wants to take them to a golf course and hang them, that'd be greatly appreciated. Call people, anyone you know that golf. All the contact information is on here. And it's kind of sad to say, but I want to make sure everybody knows that 0800 means 8 a.m. I've had so many phone calls about that. But October 1st, October 2nd. Yes,
Tell
sir.
them where 421 is.
Oh, 421 is Central City, 13 miles straight up the road here.
Where's the tournament gonna be played at?
At Meadowbrook. Is it Meadowview? Sorry, Meadowview. So it's Friday morning, starting at 8 a.m. for breakfast and check-in. 9 o'clock is a shotgun start. There's 18 teams, so there's 9 holes. We already got a sponsorship from NX Bank for longest putt. That's $250 to be saved. So, like I said, we got some pretty decent prizes going. I just need people to come out and play. So if you got the time, come on out. We'd love to see you.
Thank you, Bill. Any other new business? Yes, Chad.
Like to bring up, trying to get something done with the sound system in here,
I'm working on it.
which is probably not just replacing components, but actually redoing the whole system versus it just breaking out, getting cold. That's fine.
Yay.
Okay. Being addressed, Chuck, so we'll take a look at it. Anything else? Roger?
Kind of going back to the buddy checks, in the past, we've had 3 or 4 people that have signed up to participate in the meeting. Tonight, we've only had 1, and he just dropped out. Dave Foster's brother was in with us. Bob Berry has been in before. If you know somebody who can't get out that would still like to participate as part of the Legion, you know, we could have somebody go by and show them how to do it on a tablet or a computer where they could participate. So it's a good thing to take care of those who aren't able to get out anymore. And if you need me to do it, just let me know and I will go and train them up the best I can. I don't have extra computers for them, but I imagine most places will have one that we can make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Any other new business? Correspondence, we've heard, I just want to share with you what Linmar has gone and sent to us, members of the American Legion Marion. I would like to thank you for your generous donation to our school. This is a tremendous donation and is greatly appreciated by our staff. We are fortunate to live in a community that places a high value on the future by investing in our youth. Your support of local education is greatly appreciated. And coming from the Marion school system, an email from Janelle Brower, the superintendent. Thank you so much for being such a blessing to our district in this generous project. We are so appreciative. They do really appreciate what we're doing there. Anything for the good of the Legion? I do have one thing that I would like back about two weeks ago or whatever, with the developments in Afghanistan. One of our members, Pat Reiner, was reached out and did an interview with Channel 2 regarding our Afghan vets and kind of in line with the buddy checks going and caring for them, because this certainly has been some very traumatic times, to say the least, for them, I'm sure. So Pat did a great job on that short clip. I thank you for doing that, Pat.
No problem.
Anything else? With that, I guess it's time to give away some money, Mike.
$321.
Mr.
Beaner.
Hey, that's a little.
Okay, now here's the one front. You gonna share it, Dan?
Chartreuse.
326.
Oh, I think
I got it. Hey, wow.
Till it's gone.
so close.
Okay, is there any further business to come before the meeting? If not, the chaplain will lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. As we depart from one another, may God bless us and keep us. Into his gracious protection do we commit ourselves. May he be near us to defend us, with us to refresh us, around us to preserve us, before us to guide us, behind us to justify us, and above us to bless us and keep us from all that is evil. Amen.
Amen. Cover.
Till we meet again, let us remember that our obligation to our country can be fulfilled only by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever a main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing will swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. The color guard will now retrieve the POW, MIA, and missing comrade flags. The color guard will now retire the colors. And salute. I now declare this meeting of Marion Post 298, the American Legion Department of Iowa, adjourned.